There's a moment coming for you when your family can't help you, when your wealth means nothing, and what you recite tonight will be standing next to you. In part 3, we witness Judgment Day, when the throne speaks and the angels intercede for believers. But before that day comes, before you stand on that plane, there's a test in the darkness, alone. And what I'm about to show you will change how you see Ayat al Kursi forever. Because this verse doesn't just protect you in life, it becomes alive in your grave. Stay until the end. The Prophet's peace be upon him promise about this verse is more powerful than you ever imagined. Before we talk about death, I need to tell you something that will transform your du'a. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The greatest name of Allah is contained in 2 places, Ayat al Kursi and the beginning of Surah Al-Imran. Both verses contain the same 2 names. Al-Ḥayy, the one who never dies. Al-Qayyūm, the one who needs nothing while everything needs him." Now here's why this matters. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "If Allah is called upon by his greatest name, he will certainly answer. Not maybe. Not if you're lucky. Certainly." So here's what the scholars discovered. When you recite Ayat al Kursi before making du'a, you're not just asking nicely. You're invoking Allah by the name he loves most, the name that compels an answer. Imagine a broken-hearted believer prays alone at 3 a.m., tears streaming, desperate. He begins, "Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, Al-Ḥayy Al-Qayyūm." Then he makes his du'a. "O ever-living, O self-sustaining, I am broken, I am lost. Answer me." This is the secret scholars knew for centuries. Recite Ayat al Kursi, then make your du'a, and watch how Allah responds. But now, let me show you what happens when death comes. An old believer lies in a hospital bed, machines beeping, family gathered around, crying softly. His breathing slows. This is the moment when everything you claim to believe will be tested. The angel of death, Israel, approaches. Most people don't see him, but the dying do. He looks at the believer, then turns to 2 other angels waiting in the corner. Is this the one who declared the throne? The recording angel reads, "He recited Ayat al Kursi after every prayer. He taught it to his children. He never slept without reciting it." The angel of death nods, then extract his soul with kindness. The Prophet, peace be upon, said, "When the angel of death comes to the believer, he comes in the most beautiful form, with the most pleasant scent. The believer's last breath is easy. His soul slips out like a drop of water from a glass. No pain, no struggle, no fear. And as his soul rises, the verse he recited every night becomes his shield. This is the protection the jinn spoke about. Not just in life, in death. But then comes the test everyone fears. The first night in the grave. Silence, darkness, alone. Then footsteps, heavy, echoing, coming closer. 2 angels appear, Munkar and Nakir. They ask 3 questions. Questions that will determine your eternity. Their voices, thunder. Who is your Lord? The soul trembles. The grave tightens. Fear overwhelms. But then, something appears. From the right side of the grave, a light bursts forth. It's Ayat al Kursi. The verse you recited faithfully in life has become a living shield in death. The light speaks gentle, protective. I am the verse you never abandoned. I am the declaration you made every day. I am Ayat al Kursi, and I will answer for you now. The angels step back. The grave expands. A window to paradise opens. This is the protection, not just words, real, living protection. Now, let me bring this back to your life right now. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Shaitan has a throne on water, and he sends out his troops every day. The closest to him in rank is the one who causes the most mischief. They whisper divorce. They plant doubt. They magnify anxiety. They break families. They destroy faith quietly. Behind each one, a shadow figure whispering, but here's what they cannot touch. The home where Ayat al Kursi is recited. The heart that memorizes it. The soul that believes it. A sister once wrote to me, "I was about to lose my home. No money, no hope, no way out. I recited Ayat al Kursi 100 times that night. The next morning, someone I hadn't spoken to in years knocked on my door with exactly what I needed. This is not magic. This is not superstition. This is the response of Allah to those who call on Him by His greatest name." Now the verse says something that should humble every soul. Ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum. He knows what is before them and what is behind them. He knows your future before you live it. He knows your past better than you remember it. He knows your intentions before they become actions. He knows your secrets that even you hide from yourself. And despite knowing everything about you, every sin, every failure, every broken promise, He still sent down a verse that guarantees your protection. If you just recite it, that is mercy. Let me remind you one more time of the scale, because you need to. See this every time you recite Ayat al Kursi. The entire universe, all galaxies, all stars, all planets, is like a ring in a desert. That desert is the Kursi, but the Kursi itself is like a ring in an even greater desert. That desert is the throne, and the one who created the throne cannot be imagined, cannot be compared, cannot be measured. This is who protects you when you recite Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Ayyu al-Qayyūm. Not an angel, not a saint, not a charm. The Lord of the throne Himself. The verse ends with 11 declarations, 11 truths, 11 reminders. When you recite it, you are saying, "I believe in the one whose throne dwarfs all creation. I trust the one who never sleeps. I seek refuge in the one whose knowledge surrounds everything. I submit to the one who is the most high, the most great." This is Ayat al Kursi, the verse that guards homes, the verse that terrifies jinn, the verse that opens paradise, the verse that protects in the grave, the verse that connects you directly to the throne. So here's the reality. You now know more about Ayat al Kursi than 99% of Muslims, but knowledge without action is useless. Tonight before you sleep, recite it. Tomorrow after, every prayer recite it. Before every du'a, recite it. In parts 5 and 6, the finale, I'm revealing why the jinn was truly forced to confess. What happens on Judgment Day to those who lived with this verse? The final scene under the throne. The legacy you leave behind. Subscribe to True Islam Voice if you haven't already. Turn on all notifications. Comment, "I will never sleep without Ayat al Kursi again." Let's make a commitment together. Oh, and one more thing. Remember that promise about nothing preventing you from paradise except death. In part 5, I'm going to show you the exact moment on Judgment Day, when Allah calls out, "Where are those who remembered my throne?" And you'll understand why this verse is worth more than all the gold in the world. See you in part 5.